Hello everybody and welcome back to Threat X3 Productions. Today we're doing another zombie video. And in today's video, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. So we have been doing Blood of the Dead. We did casual and normal with minimal buying. Then we did casual and normal with a lot of buying. And the findings were basically that playing casual and normal, it was pretty much the same whether or not you were playing it on casual or normal. You didn't get that much difference in plasma. So today what we're going to be experimenting is how much plasmas do you get if you play with a bot. Since we already know that casual and normal are pretty much the same as far as plasmas, we're just going to go ahead and play it on normal. We're going to play it on Blood of the Dead, and then we're going to add a bot. So now we have a bot. This time what we're going to do is we're going to go around. We're going to buy as much as we can, just like before on normal, but this time we're going to be doing it with somebody else. So we're going to see, does that give you more? Is it better to do it with somebody, or is it better to do it by yourself? And so this is just an experiment. It could end up having absolutely no results, but hey, we're gonna try it out. So here we go. I will check back in with you on round 10. Okay, so here we are on round 10, and oh my god, do I have to tell you, doing this with a bot is so much more annoying. I wasn't even able to get the Redeemer because like having him not kill everything in sight, because like when you're trying to feed the the dog heads, you want to be strategic about it. You don't want to kill everybody in sight. You want to wait. You want to bide your time, and you want to. Was he down? Are you kidding me, dude? You want to bide your time, and you want to wait. Like. You don't just kill everybody inside. So yeah, it was really annoying, and I definitely would suggest play with people that play with somebody that actually knows how to do stuff, because like this was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I legit want to kill myself. This was so annoying. So this is the worst experiment out of them all. And it'd probably even be hard to just... Oh, come on. Don't revive me. Alright. So, kill me. Just kill him. Just kill him. Kill him. Don't finish the round. Kill him already. Thank you. Wow. Okay, so this experiment is showing normal. I was able to at least get to the Pack-a-Punch, which means I need the riot shield. I wasn't able to do the Redeemer this time. So that's going to change the, Alright, and so playing it with somebody, of course I leveled up, so always seems to happen the first time I do the experiment. Okay, so 7. Okay. Okay. So I wasn't able to get to the Redeemer. I didn't open up most of the things like I did before, and I didn't Pack-a-Punch 2 weapons. So, whew, this one's a little bit harder. But what we do know is that on normal, playing through it without buying that much, I also got 7. So playing it through with a bot, it didn't give me more, that's for sure. Because even though I wasn't able to get the Redeemer and I wasn't able to do everything that I was able to do before, 7 is still half of what I got before. Which obviously you cut that in half again because it's not times 2, and You know, I feel like that's pretty obvious. So our next experiment actually is going to be normal versus hard. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna remove this guy and start a new lobby, and our next experiment is going to be hardcore. So we know that I get 14 if I get everything done and I get as much possible as I can. So now let's figure out, is hardcore the difference? Because we know casual and normal are pretty much the same. We go through casual and normal, we get the same amount of plasma. So is it hardcore when you start getting more? Because at this point, casual versus normal, you might as well play it on casual because it makes it a little bit easier on you. You can get further and therefore more plasma. And normal, it just makes it harder. So now let's figure out, is it going to be more plasmas with hardcore? Let's figure it out. All right, so here we are at level 10. It's definitely an interesting one because when I did the Pack-a-Punch twice, I did the blunderbuss and an RPG. So that means I pretty much went 10 rounds with the blunderbuss and RPG because I tried to keep everything the same as when I went through it on normal. When I went through it on normal, I did 2 Pack-a-Punches, so I didn't want to skew the numbers too much. So it's definitely made it interesting because I've basically gone through the entire thing using the blunderbuss. And I just recently did the RPG. Reloading. Oh, you really kidding me. Alright, so there we go. I was able to get the Redeemer again. Wah! So I got that, Pack-a-Punch twice, got most of the doors unlocked, just like when I did it on normal. I'm trying to think. I think everything else is pretty much the same. Only I'm not ending on a doggy round. So I know that can be random, but still, it's like, the dogs are showing up on level 11 though. Usually they don't start doing that until the later rounds, so I mean that's different. Luckily I only have to bleed out once rather than twice, which is what I usually have to do because I almost didn't make it, but you know, that's why the anywhere but here perk is really good because I could pretty much take it, and even if I'm getting hit while I'm drinking it, you know, you're fine. So alright, so playing it with a bot is pretty much just the same as playing it by yourself. I mean, you don't get any more. I'm gonna assume that's kind of the same. It's more about buying stuff than it is anything else. 12. Okay. 12. I'm trying to think what I did differently. I Pack-a-Punched 2 guns for sure, which means I had to get the Pack-a-Punch, which means I had to get the Riot Shield. I did the Redeemer. I'm trying to think. This time I got 2 challenges completed, whereas before I only got the 1. Oh, man. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I should just run another one in order to have, like, quality control. Because so far, what my findings are is that it's actually better to just play on casual. Because it's easier, and therefore you'll get further, and therefore you'll get more plasma, is what I'm thinking. Let's look at how much time it took me as well. 25 minutes. All the other times it's taken me less time, I believe. So, and I made 12,000, whereas last time when I did normal and I bought everything, I actually only got 11,000. So that's even another kind of layer to it, so to speak. Oh, man. I'm not sure. I don't like these findings. I really don't. I'm gonna throw it out there right now. Here is a review of the plasma system. You can count this as a review of the plasma system. So far, keyword, so far, they haven't made it so that you can what's the word? That you can purchase the plasma, but it kind of feels like that's where they're going with it. You will eventually be able to purchase the plasma. And so I'm actually kind of really upset by the fact that it doesn't seem to matter what difficulty you have it on. That isn't really what's deciding if I get more plasmas or less plasmas. And I kind of don't like that, because what's my incentive to play on a harder mode other than it makes it more interesting, and so therefore I want to play it more, I guess. But on casual, I can at least get to a higher round, and therefore my time is better spent, because getting up to those higher rounds where it starts to get interesting and I've got my pack-a-punch and everything, I want to stay in that high adrenaline for a longer period of time. Whereas if I do hardcore and I die sooner, I still have to ramp it up. I still have to go through the pack-a-punch process again, rather than just having the pack-a-punch, if that makes any sense. You know, like, let's say I can only get up to round 20 on hardcore. That means I have to go through the process of getting the pack-a-punch like 2 times to get the equivalent of casual. I was able to get up to 42 on Blood of the Dead. So by using that logic, instead of having to get the pack-a-punch twice and that whole process or whatever, I could just do it once on casual, and from my findings, it's about the same. I'm getting about the same amount of plasmas. I mean, realistically, this time I actually got 2 plasmas left. Now, that very well could just be a coincidence, but I did pretty much everything the same. I opened up the same doors. I did the same parts of the Easter egg with the pack-a-punch and everything. So I'm honestly, I'm not seeing incentive to do anything different other than let's just do it on casual so that I can have more fun with it. If I feel like a challenge, or if I feel like challenging myself, then I can bump up the difficulty. But if all I'm trying to do is have fun, which let's face it, that's what you do in zombies, then why put it any higher than casual? You're not going to get more out of it technically. You're going to get less out of it. So I don't know. And I mean, from what I've seen, I've actually seen people talk about how they prefer casual, or some of like the hardcore people are actually going on casual so they can go longer. Of course, that was one video that I saw, so it very well could be, you know, the wrong information, but that's just what I'm going off of. And so that's kind of like my review. It might have seemed a little bit convoluted or whatever. Basically, I mean, after all these experiments, doing it so many times, I realized that, you know, you might as well do it on casual. You might as well have fun with it. You can still do everything. It's not like by having it on normal or having it on hardcore or anything is changing my experience necessarily. Other than more adrenaline, I guess, harder, more, or harder sooner. Because one thing I definitely noticed is that in casual or normal, on level 11, I didn't start getting dogs before. In hardcore, I started getting dogs, so it's gonna start throwing things at you sooner. So maybe like one of the fathers, you know, the grave fathers, I can't remember what it's called, but the one with the big pus on his back and you have to shoot it on his back. So maybe those will show up sooner and you'll get more of those sooner, you know, like, I don't know. So that's my findings. That's my opinion, at least about the plasmas. I personally think that there should be a difference. There should be a big difference between if I play it on casual. It doesn't have to be like double, but like for instance, if I play on casual, I get the normal amount of plasmas. If I play on normal, I should get 10 to 20% more plasma. If I play it on hardcore, I should get 20 to 30% more. And then realistic, I should get like 50% more plasma. And I mean, there could be a cutoff, like maybe at round 10 or something is where that kicks in or something, but I still feel like there should be some incentive to play on higher difficulties, whether it be experience or whether it be the plasma. But from my findings, it's really not that big of a difference, at least not big enough to really incentivize anything other than you just have more or less fun. And it really just depends on your play style, I guess. But that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe if you liked it. And I think I'm gonna keep trying to do certain experiments and maybe just do other tutorials and stuff. I've been having a lot of fun with it, so make sure to like, subscribe. This was Nick of Threat X3.